Well, after discovering quite literally hundreds more highly suspicious fundraisers on TikTok asking me to send money to a starving person in Gaza, it suddenly became clear that there is a massive slavery racket going on behind these starvation scams, which works something like this. As we see on the left here, we stumble upon a video on TikTok asking us to visit the link in the bio. We open up the link to find a GoFundMe fundraiser asking us to send money to someone usually in America, in this case Michigan. Um, Now, after looking at the number of videos on this chap's account, it suddenly became clear that he would not be making hundreds of videos like he has without there being some kind of slavery involved. And that slavery appears to work like this. The slave master, who has previously befriended the starving person in a tent in Gaza, gives a small fraction of the donations he's collecting to the starving man in a tent in Gaza and keeps the vast majority for himself. And this explains why each victim has literally dozens upon dozens, if not hundreds of videos on their account begging for money because they're being asked to by their slave masters in exchange for tiny donations they're being sent, which is being wired to Gaza in exchange for these videos. So that is how it all works, and I'll just show you a quick screen recording to exemplify what I mean. I'd like to give you a brief insight into how these Gaza starvation scams actually work, because there does seem to be a clear identification of a slavery racket going on here. And I say that because if we open the link in the bio, we find in this instance it's somebody called Lane Zant who is organizing the fundraiser. He's collected $27,940. And if we have a look down here, it says, "My name is Lane Edward Zant from Escanaba, Michigan. I'm running this campaign for Hussein so he and his children might survive." Right. Okay. Now, what we're noticing here is that Hussein has been forced to make quite literally dozens and dozens of videos begging for help. He's just begging on his knees for help, for his children, for his family to survive, for food, etc. But the number of videos he's been forced to make is astronomical and clearly represents slavery in every sense of the word. I mean, I literally cannot get through the number of videos here without losing our attention. Um, it's insane. And this has happened fairly clearly because the chap Lane Zant that we've just looked at is sending small percentages of the donations he's collecting. So let's say of that 28,000, he has sent, say, £500 to Hussein in the tent. Kept 27,500 for himself. And he sent him this money on the premise that, and on the promise that you make more videos, that you make me another video and I'll send you more money. Make me another video, I'll send you more money. Stop please, stop please, stop please. Happy Friday now, happy Friday now. Need happy in my... So he's literally being forced to make video after video after video, stop, begging. Please, stop, please. And some of the stipulations for this video are obviously use everything at your disposal to gain as much sympathy as possible, so we can collect as much money as possible. And you speak English, you have to learn Pidgin English so you can beg on your knees in Pidgin English every day, sending us videos, which is, of course, slavery. And this then raises questions, well, can this be, on the one hand, of course, if you shut the whole thing down, then Hussein, of course, will die. That's how they keep these scams going, because they say, oh, look, we're sending 1% to Gaza. And if we stop sending that 1%, they'll all die. And the point here is, of course, that this chap is one of hundreds of people being used as slaves. It's obviously not a lone example, one of hundreds, if not thousands. And This means we need some kind of regulation, some effort made to stop these people taking 99%, stop the slavery, and stop them quite literally recruiting slaves to make them videos while they steal 99% of the money.